What's up, you guys? So today I want to do a deck profile off of a fun deck that I've been messing with a little bit, as well as answer some questions from the Vanguardians group. But I'm gonna get right into this deck list because usually I don't explain what every card does, but for this deck I feel like I actually have to. So, so this is a Pale Moon deck. So your starter is going to be Girl Who Crossed the Gap. It has Pioneer, and then also you can counterblast one, put it into the soul, and call out another unit not named Girl Who Crossed the Gap, who is Pale Moon. So that's the starter. And this deck has so many plays that's really going to take me a second to explain it all. So I want to get through this as fast as I can. So we play four heals. Four heals. Uh, because this deck isn't Silverthorn or anything, there's no reason to have just one other than consistency and art. But I like both of these, so I played both. Play four Poison Juggler, which skill is put it in act, put it into the soul. Choose up to one of your Pale Moon, and that unit gets plus 3,000 until the end of the turn. I think turn, right? Yeah. All right, and then we play four Dynamite Juggler, just a regular crit trigger, and then we play three Silverthorn Barking Dragon, another crit trigger. So we have 11 crit. And then we play one draw. We play one recycling draw. Like I said, this deck, or I'm not sure if I said this yet, but this deck is meant to be pretty terrible, like almost terror bad, but fun for people who are playing it. It's a lot of weird things. So we play four Purple Trapezist. When it's placed on rearguard circle, choose another of your Pale Moon rearguards and put it in your soul. You can then call one out, not named Purple Trapezist. So we play four of those. Now, the main card of the deck, we play four Egg Juggler. So Egg Juggler is auto when it's placed on rearguard circle from your soul. If you have a Pale Moon Vanguard, you can soul blast one and draw. So what this deck is abusing this card with everything else that's in the deck to draw multiple cards and make up for the advantage that you don't get by not playing a good deck. That's the best way to put it. But there are so many combos in this deck, it's going to take me a second to get into it. So we also play four Perfect Shields. This is a evolution of the Little Toughies deck I made a really long time ago, but I decided to actually play Perfect Shields for, actually being able to be played and not get wrecked instantly by any deck. All right, so four shields. And then finally, we play one Magician of Quantum Mechanics, act, counterblast one and put it into your soul, call out another Pale Moon, and then at the end of the turn, take that unit, put it into the soul, and call this card out. Or sorry, a card named Magician of Quantum Mechanics from your soul and call it to arm. Alright, so we play one of that for various reasons. And then the last grade one is going to be Midnight Bunny. When attack hits with this unit boosted, you can counterblast one, put it into the soul, call out a unit not named Midnight Bunny from your soul. Okay, so this is really uh, just plays. It's all of your grade ones. There's not much power in it. There's lots and lots of different options, which I think that this deck is really the only reason why it works. All right. So for grade one, or sorry, for grade two, we play four Big League Bear. Big League Bear is auto. When this unit is placed on the drop zone from Guardian Circle, if you have a Pale Moon Vanguard, you can soul charge two. So to get enough soul for Egg Juggler to keep using Egg Juggler's skill over and over, you need some way to get some soul. So we play four of these. They're 8K, so they're not that good, but they're not terrible. Now, the sorry, I'm laughing. It's just really hard to go through this deck, seriously. So we play three Dancing Princess. Dancing Princess is auto, counterblast when once placed on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle. You can search your deck for a grade 2 or less Pale Moon and put it in your soul. So this card can put in Purple Trapezist, it can put in Egg Juggler, it can put in anything that you need in the soul, or you can just, siphon out a card that you don't want, and you can just Soul Blast it later. But there's also another card that you can use with this, which is Misdirection. Alright, so when another of your Pale Moon units is placed on Rearguard Circle from Soul, if you have a Pale Moon Vanguard, you can pay the cost, or you can call this card to R. If you called at the end of the turn, put this unit into your soul. So once again, another card that you can just make tons of plays with. I tried playing three. Tried playing four, but I think that two is just fine for what it is. And then I also play two Nitro Juggler, which is just when it's placed on Vanguard or Rearguard Circle, you can soul charge one. All right, so now finally the grade threes. The worst part about this whole deck. So we play 3 Miracle Pop Ava. This is the break ride. This card I'm not going to explain because it's really, really long in text. If you want to look it up, you can. But it's the break ride for Pale Moon, the only one that we have. But we also play 3 Nightmare Doll Carol. So what does Carol do? So Carol has a limit break of Counter Blast 1, choose 2 of your Pale Moon rearguards and put them into your soul, then choose 2 Pale Moon from your soul and call them to separate rearguard circle. This ability cannot be used for the rest of the turn. And finally, when this unit is boosted by a Pale Moon, it gets +3. So, finally, the last 2 cards of the deck before I get into all the combos and ridiculousness is to, look here, reverse. So, basically the only reason that you play this is so that you can Counterblast 1, lock a unit, call out an Egg Juggler, and draw a card with an 11k booster. So it's not really that great. It's just better than Carol, better than having another Ava, and there's not much room for it right now other than the Cracking Beast Tamer, which isn't out yet. So, oh man, do we have combos? Let me grab some cards really quick so I can explain everything. Let's say, just for toolbox sake, let's say we have 3 in soul. You know, let's put some purple trapezists in there. We'll have that out. We'll have that out. That out. A misdirection, sure. And then I'm gonna try and set this up so I can show all the combos in like, or most of the combos in like a second. So there we go. That should be enough. And then we can disregard that for now. All right. Now that we have that taken care of, let's see the final setup. So in our hand, we're just going to say we have, 2 purple trapezists, a misdirection. We'll just use the deck as the toolbox right now. All right, so it's your turn. Let's take some damage really quick. We'll say we have 5 damage. So possible plays that you can make. You can, at this point, activate Magician of Quantum Mechanics, counterblasting 1, putting him into soul. Then, and this is really rare that you're going to have all these units on here, but you can call out Egg Juggler, use Egg Juggler skill, Soul Blast 1, draw. That's just one option. And then what you can do with Carol is you can just Counterblast 1, put 2 of these into the soul, call 2 back out, and then Soul Blast 2 again. We'll just get rid of 2 more bears and draw 2 cards. So really, where you draw the most cards is through Carol's skill, which is just put 2 in, call 2 out. So you can do that with Egg Juggler to make some crazy combos and just draw. Because really all this deck is about is drawing, and it's not meant to be that good. So please don't assume that it's...
Please don't bully.
Please don't bully me. This deck is bad. Okay. Alright, so another combo. So if something were to hit, say you attack with Nitro Juggler, boosted by Midnight Bunny, that hits. That's great. So Midnight Bunny's in, so you can Counterblast 1. There are a couple different plays. You can put Midnight Bunny into soul, then you can either call out another Egg Juggler and just draw, which is, great, but you can also go Purple Trapezist, which is why we play 4 of her. You can go Trapezist. Trapezist puts a card in, and usually at this point you'd call like another Nitro Juggler or something for a, for another draw or something like that. Or not, sorry, you'd call out Nitro Juggler for a second attack, but you can call out Egg Juggler, Soul Blast 1 and draw, and then you can attack for that beefy 12 column. I know it's pretty deadly, but other plays that make this deck really good, I'm just going to put everything, pretend it's all in my hand or something. So, let's say you ride something terrible, like you're at 5 damage, and you're stuck on Ava. So, it's still your turn, you still can make plays. So, for some reason our board is wiped. You can play an Egg Juggler, then, or let's say, here, because we'll still have our starter, why not? So, you can Counterblast 1, I know I'm just flipping cards over, but you can Counterblast 1 for Girl Across the Gap. call out an Egg Juggler. Now that that skill has finished resolving, you can also activate Misdirection skill to call Misdirection out. Now use Egg Juggler skill to Soul Blast 1 and draw. This is really confusing for even me to pay attention to because I'm doing so many things. It'll be definitely harder for your opponent. But now that that Misdirection's out, you can actually play a Purple Trapezist. Because this would go back into Soul at the end of the turn, you can get a Theoretical Plus, where you call out, I guess, another Egg Juggler that I don't have in Soul, or you can call out a unit that doesn't go back at the end of the turn. So, wow. So there's so much that you can do with this deck. It started off as a joke, and it still kind of is. It's just so bad, but so much fun to just have all these options. Like I said, there's no one path so far that I found where you're just bricked and you can't do anything, because at least you can draw. You can overextend to draw and great things like that. So that's the deck list. I'm gonna end it right there because we're on 11 minutes of me talking. All right, so I'm going to drop my cards everywhere. I'm gonna wipe the board. Oh, great. Sorry, new sleeves. So I also posted in the Vanguardians group that I'd answer some questions, so I'm going to go through that really quick. And while we're waiting, why not? Have something pretty to look at. All right, so first question is from Chase Morgan, and it's why do I think that blasters have had minimal support? So the reason I think that blasters have got minimal support is because they're not one specific clan. They are separated through shadows, golds, royals, golds, royals, like over and over and over. But shadows, I guess, actually has the most support for blasters now that we have a Gust Blaster Dragon, which my friend Jonathan Pugh plays. Gets it up to like 12 crit for some reason. But yeah, I think that it's really just because if they were ever going to release a set, it would have to be some crazy extra booster or something where, it's not just one clan, because even with the spirits, you still have to choose either. So right now with the current rules, you'd have to have a Royal Paladin deck with 4 Blaster Darks, which of course you'd just be playing MLB at that point, and then you could play like Seekers, but there's no Seekers or anything like that. So maybe if they made a Seeker, a Seeker Majesty Lord Blaster, so that you could play with Abyss in his name. So you could play 4 Blaster Dark Abyss, 4 Blaster Blade Seekers. So, you could have really great rear guards. That'd probably be the best way to solve that problem, but I don't think we're going to be seeing that anytime soon. That was a little bit of a weird answer, but alright. So the next one, because we're at 13 minutes, is what is my ultimate Vanguard dream team? Well, that's obvious from Jonathan SP Mindham. Obviously, my number one team would be Jonathan SP Mindham, me, and Alice White. If you don't know who Alice White is, you're welcome to look her up. She's a great Vanguard player, and I'm really excited for the Vanguardians podcast with her on it. All right. So from Sammy Luna, I abbreviated everything, so I'm sorry if I say the question wrong, but what's my reason for playing Vanguard? So lately I've been actually slightly pushing away from playing the physical game just because I'm not interested in most of the stuff that's coming out in the next couple months, and it's not like I'm just going to quit, because I hate when people just quit for a couple months, because what the fuck's the point of playing if you're just going to quit when you don't like the meta? It's like quitting Yu-Gi-Oh! Until the next ban list comes out. There's not really a point to it, other than, for your self-sanity, but... Alright, what was the most interesting clan? Well, that's Pale Moon. Like, this whole deck list is built on just abusing one card, because I'm a scrub, and even though I was like, oh, I love Pale Moon, herdy-der, Pale Moon's my waifu, I actually didn't know that Egg Juggler existed, I guess, because it was a promo in Japan, and I just never looked into it, because I'm bad. Because also, if it's all Pale Moon, if it's not Silverthorn, it's terrible. That's just, the rule of thumb. Always. So this card is terrible because it's not Silverthorn. If it was Silverthorn, it'd be broken. What a way to go. But so Pale Moon is what got me into the game. It's what's keeping me in the game. I'm really excited to see if we get any support in Generation Booster 3, now that Generation Booster 2's contents have been leaked. Or not leaked, but what clans are in it. So yeah, play Egg Juggler. and Pale Moon Fun Shenanigans. I am looking forward to Gear Chronicle, and I tried so hard not to be on that stupid bandwagon, but I'm a really big fan of Bioshock Infinite because I'm a scrub, and a lot of them remind me of like artwork and things like that. Also, steampunk. Steampunk's never like bad. It can get a little ridiculous when people don't know how to hide their power level about it, but holy shit, steampunk and bitches and steampunk and dragons and getting extra turns and I don't know. There's just so much coming out that we don't know anything, but we think we do because it could be the whole like gaining a turn thing. That could not be their mechanic, and neither could be putting things to the bottom of the deck. It's just what came out in set one, like how Royal Paladins used to have. Calling things from the deck was what their whole shenanigans were. Gambit, but now then when Majesty Lord came out, it was the exact opposite. It was playing Majesty Lord, and now it's restanding or two times with Theme Saver. So same. These are all from the same person. What new mechanics am I excited about? I'm really excited for G Assist, and of course I'm gonna hate it because There's still always gonna be those players who go for G Assist and just miss it, and then complain that this game is terrible, that they shouldn't have misrode, that their deck is perfect, and this game has a luck element as well as I think I don't know how to word this properly. I think that there are a lot of bad players in this game and that they'll try and blame other things. Because you can for sure play out of being gridlocked for a turn, especially with G Assist, because you don't have to discard to attempt it. It's only if it works. So I'm really excited for G Assist. Stride, I can't say anything about. I really like it's just like break riding. It's just like limit break. When it comes out, when it first gets announced, we all, oh, that's broken. I'm quitting. I quit the game because of this. And then, a couple weeks in, we're like, oh, Stride is shit. And I don't care. Or like, oh, you Stride, that's cool. I can sell Perfect Guard to your triple drive. GLHF. But so we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for the Cray Elementals just because, there's more than one simple unit. So I'm really excited for Cray Elementals. Gear Chronicles, G Assist is going to be cool. And then, Generation Break's going to be kind of interesting. I want to see if there are going to be any, like, what is it? I think 8's the cap for your decks. So, like, Generation Break fucking 8. And how to do that is there's a whole bunch of cards that flip over your shit. So once you have all 8, I don't know if there's 8 cards, 4 or 5. Yeah, close enough. All 8 cards flipped up, you like win the game or something, which would just be you fucking striding every turn. But it'll be really cool to see something like that. And then finally, what clan do I dislike the most? Which I thought about this all day, and I don't think that there's a clan that I particularly hate the most. Like, I think Aquaforce have fucked me the most. Just like straight murdered me. They're how I lost on the Queen Mary. They're, you know, they're just really good and they're confusing if you don't know how to play against them. But they're also terrible in sense of like, I guess tier list. But any deck can win. So Aquaforce, I guess. Aquaforce is what I hate the most. But even then, I don't hate any clan. Like, I can still deal with Aquaforce. I still like Aquaforce players, but alright. This is almost 20 minutes of me talking. It's a little ridiculous. So, the last question I have is, what do I use to film? And I'm going to show you. Oh, look at that. So, you can buy tripods at Walmart for $12, just so you know. But I have this beautiful contraption made out of priority shipping boxes, held together with a pencil. And if you see, you just set it up right there, and it stands. But we have this wonderful handle for swivel action, as well as this one for height and dexterity. So if you want to see what that looks like, let's say that's the camera. You can be like, oh, I need to look at this? Whoa, fucking crazy. But I had a couple of people ask me about that because they want to start doing filming thing, and I eventually was going to wait for a tripod, and then I was like, I can build something and not scrub out and start making my terrible, terrible videos already. All right. So this is 20 minutes of me talking. That is ridiculous. Shout out to Drew Gidwall. I don't know if I ever say your name right, but for being such a cool player and just answering, or not answering, but thanking the admins of the group and being a really cool guy. He's a guy from my locals, and I really like him. All right. So the last thing I'm going to leave you with is for the Vanguardians groups. If you got, or if you watch this video for any reason from the Vanguardians group, what is your favorite memory of the group? For me, it would actually be the first tournament. And that really was because even though I won the first Vanguardians area tournament that John hosted, but it was just such a world of crazy chaos, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Uh, I ended up playing like Maelstrom Reverse, and I never even read the card, and I didn't know how to play against it. But it gave you like that pit in your stomach while you're playing kind of feeling, and that's really what I miss the most about this game is when you have those really intense matches where you have something to show for it, and it's just a good memory. But yeah, what's your favorite memory from the Vanguardians group? Or if you're from North America and you only like North America because you're lame and you're not a bipedal citizen, I don't know what that even means. What's your favorite memory from your current Vanguard group? All right, this is 21 and a half minutes long. Good night.